Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Curse of Oak Island. A baffling artifact and a new tunnel keeps the team guessing. This week on The Curse of Oak Island, the team was fired up after discovering an ancient ornate artifact, and the drill team continued to locate previously unexplored tunnels in the area of the garden shaft. After an action-packed start to Season 10, the Fellowship of the Dig seemed to be playing the waiting game for much of this episode. They are waiting for the Dumas Mining Company to excavate the garden shaft, and they're waiting for the Muon technology sensors to return data so they can begin mapping under the surface of the island. In the meantime, the drill team is keeping themselves busy by attempting to track the course of a tunnel approximately 40 feet away from the garden shaft. But on last night's episode, they complicated matters by uncovering a second tunnel at a shallower elevation. Unfortunately, their progress has now been hampered by the moon detectors that are placed in the ground not far from the garden shaft. These sensors will not be finished collecting data for another few months, and the team can't risk damaging them by digging nearby. Rick and the guys came up with a compromise and picked a spot to dig that they felt was far away enough from the detectors and could still hit a tunnel. However, to the viewer, it looked a bit like a hopeful shot in the dark. Meanwhile, Gary Drayton and Jack Begley found an interesting artifact in Lot 8. The ornate artifact, which fitted comfortably in the palm of Gary's hand, was a flat object decorated with symbols on either side. The archaeology team, led by Laird Niven, were baffled by the artifact, each stating that they had seen nothing like it before. The object went into the XR machine, X-ray fluorescence, which concluded it was a copper alloy. The metallic makeup, coupled with the handmade markings, all suggested that this was a very old object. The CT scanner took over and cut through all the erosion to give the guys a clearer look, but the object remained a mystery. The team drafted in Dr. Edwin Barnhart, an archaeologist and specialist in the Mayan civilization, to take a look. He too seemed a little baffled by the strange object and suggested he be allowed to study it in more detail. Barnhart did speculate that it could be a religious icon and was likely used in a ceremonial function. He also guessed from its metal composition that it probably did not come from the Americas, but was most likely European. The guys previously uncovered what they thought was a gemstone from a brooch on Lot 8. However, they were recently informed that it could have been from a Masonic ceremonial breastplate. Perhaps these two items are linked. Like so many episodes, this one had more questions than answers. On the plus side, the Dumas crew should have the garden shaft excavated in the next month or so, hopefully allowing the guys to finally get underground and into the money pit.